Welcome. We are live. We are today going to talk to one of my favorite people. We go back a long, actually not that far, but we do go back a long ways. And I don't even recall how we ended up meeting, but I'm going to bring her up. The one, the only, Greta Blackburn.
I love when somebody goes, this is am I unmuted? Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm muted.
Because you look like you were saying you're muted. No, I'm hallucinating. One more time. I love it when somebody goes, this is a really old friend of mine. This is my old friend. This is somebody I know a lot. You know what, Daryl? You don't need to go there. You just don't need to go there. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man. Okay. All right. Yes. All right. Here we go. No, here's the good thing, though. I'm in the longevity business. So the bigger the numbers get, the better it is. It's not like showbiz where everybody's lying about their age and all that crap. So that's the good news. And you're in the adventure. You're in Vancity world. So it's good to be, you don't want to, you've been around. It keeps you alive. It keeps you young. It's good.
Well, hey, no matter what, you look amazing.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. And you gave me a little extra time to do the other side of my hair. So thank you. For those who are for those who are watching, we were supposed to shoot earlier, but I'd only done half my hair. And I'm like, I need to do the other side. Sorry. See you later. You were very accommodating. Thank you.
Women.
Yep.
So, what got you into, how did you get into the business? How did you start? How did you, it's a loaded question because you've done so many different things.
Well, yeah, I'm thinking, which business are you referring to? Because they vary. How did it? Yeah.
I met you through your fit camps, through Miss Fitness magazine, through Miss Fitness competitions, through the magazine.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, I didn't even know about your film career, any of that. So which happened first, I guess?
Well, they were kind of concurrent. So yeah, it's actually pretty cool way how it happened. So when I left Indiana to go to New York City to go to acting school, when I landed there, I had literally $200 in my pocket. Okay. And I was starting the American Academy of Dramatic Arts, and I had gotten a place at a Laura Spelman YWCA, which was at 8th Avenue and 50th Street. And I had X amount of days paid for to get me through my beginning of my school. And I realized I had to get a job to stay there. So I had worked the summer after high school at something called the House of Venus Apollo Health Spa in Fort Wayne, Indiana. I was basically just a skinny chick who looked good. So they figured, let's let her teach exercise. It was called the exercise classes then. It wasn't even, nothing was invented then. Okay. So I go to New York and I see an ad in the New York Times. Jack LaLanne is opening a health spa at Madison and 54th. I'm like, wait, I just did that all summer. I can work at Jack LaLanne. So I went in and I got a job. So I'd go to school from 9 to 1, and then from 2 to whatever, I'd go to Jack LaLanne Health Spa. So when I say concurrent, I'm not kidding. I'm going to acting school and I'm teaching quote unquote exercise classes. So I venture off into modeling, I venture off into acting, but I'm always interested in the fitness stuff. So it just kind of always went hand in hand. I'm acting, I'm digging into fitness stuff. I'm going to Gold's Gym Venice to work out and train for a movie where I had a nude scene where my naked butt was hanging out. So I'm training 48 hours. And so it always was hand in hand. No, you didn't miss anything. I love it when people go, oh, I was watching that movie last night and I freeze framed it. I'm like, oh, good. You're a pervert. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Anyway, yeah, it's nice. So I'm doing this. I'm acting. I'm in fitness. I'm acting. I'm in fitness. And then because of that movie and that scene, I got typecast a lot. I was playing the nymphomaniac wife of the businessman who's cheating on him, or the hooker who, whatever. So I one day just got an offer for a job on a TV show, and they go, "You're going to be the nymphomaniac wife of a doctor. You're going to be in the hot tub." And I stopped them right there. I said, "No." I said, "No, no, no, goodbye." I called my agent. I go, "I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore." So I segued in. Long story short, I segued into being the editor of a fitness magazine. And I still did some acting, but I really started focusing on fitness. Huh?
Which was Miss Fitness magazine.
No, that was not. That was Natural Body and Fitness before Miss Fitness. Okay, there were two magazines before Miss Fitness. That was Natural Body and Fitness. Publisher out of Pennsylvania called Dave Kirk out of Doylestown, PA, had been asking me to do that, and I said I don't even know what that means. And during that day, when that call came with that acting job I didn't want to do, I called them. I go, "I'll do it. I'll be the editor of your magazine." So from there on, I still did acting. I still did my vocals, my singing, all my stuff, but it was really focused on fitness. Out of the fitness stuff, I grew into, you see, I'm wearing my Telomere Diva, shirt because I helped launch the world's first telomerase activator. I went into longevity because they said, what's it matter how many butt lifts you can do or how many leg kicks you can do if you're dead? So longevity became the goal, learning about longevity. So I just, everything was always intertwined. Even now at longevity conferences, I perform, I act, I sing, but I also present on really fun, cutting edge topics about products that I believe in. So you asked me a short question. I made it a too long answer, but it's because they really are, everything I do is so intertwined. It's all of a piece. Health, fitness, entertainment, it all makes sense. And it makes me slightly bipolar. No, just kidding. Actually, I'm the only chick I know of my age, of my generation, who's not on some sort of everybody's on, antidepressants, and God bless them when they need them, they're good. But I'm into meditation, yoga, all that stuff. And I'm happy to say that that stuff actually works, and working out.
So let's backtrack now. So you were typecast in a lot of shows. I do recall one of the shows that you were on, and which I remember watching. I used to watch it all the time, which was Three's Company. And I remember that scene, and it was hilarious, and I never even knew that was you. What was it like working with, Jack Ritter?
John Ritter, he played the character Jack. Well, it's funny you mentioned that. Of everything I've done in my long life, as you pointed out, because I'm an old friend, the thing that most people have seen is that Three's Company, the Poison Ivy. I was his high school dream girl. I will be somewhere and I'll get a call from somebody going, "I'm in England. I'm on a trip. I'm looking through my feet at the TV screen. You're on screen. You're doing Three's Company." It's the most seen thing that I've done. So, what was it like working with him? He was an amazing. Anyone who ever worked with him or knew him says the same thing. World's funniest, greatest guy. Great, wonderful, funny, sexy. I mean, he's a comedian, but he had a sexy thing about him, and the women who dated him will speak to that, and they have, and he was sexy. But he was a great guy. He was wonderful. It was a ton of fun, a lot of fun. And like I say, a lot of people saw that show. I still get the residuals, Three's Company.
So some of the movies that you were on were, My Blue Heaven, 48 Hours, Yellowbeard, just to name a few. You were also in V, if I recall, weren't you? The original series?
No, I was in V, The Final Battle, the miniseries.
Okay.
And that was a lot of fun. And that's another thing that a lot of people saw. And I've become friends. There's a V fan club here near where I live, and they're great people. And I've met them through some conferences that we did, and they're friends and terrific. And that has a life. Any sci-fi series, the fan base are really, really zealous fans. They're terrific people and very loyal. And that was a lot of fun.
So do you do some of these Comic-Cons as well?
I do some of them. There's actually an event coming up in about a week or so out here, which I'm not doing. I thought I was going to be out of town, but I do some of those, and they're very, very fun. And like I say, the fans are just very zealous, and they know every line that you spoke in the series, and they come dressed as you, sometimes in costumes, and that's weird. Like I'll meet my character on V was named Lorraine, and there'll be Lorraine's there. Hi, Lorraine. Hi, Lorraine. Dressed as me, so that's fun.
So when we first met back in the late 90s, you were doing an event called Fit Camp. What got you into doing those?
Oh, see, that's another good story. I invented fitness boot camps. There was the Marines and boot camp, and there was something called the Golden Door where you went and spent a lot of money, and they gave you bubble baths and took you on a hike. And I was sitting in a doctor's office one day looking at a catalog for kids' summer programs, and I was sitting there thinking, I want to go to summer camp. I want to do a bunch of activities and just hang out. And I went, why don't I make it up? So I did. My first camps were in Big Bear, California. We were training. Our gym was the 10 Goose boxing training camp where Oscar De La Hoya, Riddick Bowe, all those guys trained. And we went in, and my girls were literally training with Oscar and Riddick. And the girls had no idea who they were. I go, take a picture with him and take it home and show your husband. Trust me. And then I'd get the thing going, my husband can't believe I met Oscar De La Hoya. So the first camps were just to see if I could do it and keep everybody alive. And I did. So I kept doing it for many, many, many years, many times a year. I did my fit camps, in Hawaii, Las Vegas, on cruise ships, you name it. We were all over the place, mostly in Malibu. Our location burned down. Eventually they rebuilt it. But yeah, so invented fitness boot camps because I wanted to go to camp. What I didn't know when I invented them is that I would never get to participate in any activity because I'd be working so hard. I'd have these great workouts, other than the ones I was teaching, great seminars, and people would go, oh, didn't you love that class that so-and-so led? And I'm like, I didn't get to take it. I was putting out a fire. So I didn't get to do a lot of exercising at my camps other than the hell hikes, which I also invented, hell hikes. But they grew out of my own love of an idea to see if adults would want to pay money, go away somewhere, sleep there, and have me work their butts off from 6 a.m. till midnight. And the answer was yes, they did want me to do that.
Interesting. So with Miss Fitness magazine, with Michelle and Wally, how did that all come about?
Ms. Fitness came about because I had been doing this magazine, Natural Body and Fitness, and then it was during an era where most publications were folding. And I got a call from Wally Boyko, who was doing fitness competitions, the Ms. Fitness competitions, the first competitions that were really feminine bodybuilders, not chicks that look like guys. He said in the mid 80s, he goes, why don't we have contests where they look fit, not gargantuan, not like Miss America, not that fit necessarily, especially then, but fit. And he came to 5 people and he said, I want you each to propose to me what you think this magazine should look like. And he picked me, my idea, and we started the magazine.
Interesting, because that ran, actually, I think it's still running, isn't it?
We're publishing, we're doing special editions. We're doing special editions right now. So we're not on a regular.
A lot of that. I mean, I know.
I'm sorry. What?
Did a lot of that change? Like I remember, I would deal with you and Michelle when I was doing the special features. But I know Michelle passed away like a couple of years back now, if I'm not mistaken. Sweet lady. But did things kind of change when her passing and stuff, or was it just something that just kind of changed?
No, that's a very astute observation on your part. Wally and Michelle have been married for one of these like 50-year deals or something, and they have maybe 8 children. I should know, but I don't. It's a big number. Very happily married, very tight couple, business work, didn't spend a moment apart. I think in all the time they were married, I don't think they ever spent a night apart. If they did, it was 2 nights apart. And when she passed, and it was very sad, Wally was pretty devastated, and it kind of took the heart out of what was going on with the magazine and his ability to really want to work as hard as he always had. And so we're kind of in a transitional phase, figuring out what's the next move, what should this look like, that kind of thing.
I remember it was a lot of fun dealing with you guys, though.
So, never a dull moment, Daryl. Never a dull moment.
No, there wasn't.
You and I almost did it.
Then
I was saying you and I almost did a camp.
Yeah. Well, I remember we met up. You were in Vancouver. I think that was 99, somewhere around there.
Yeah, probably. Yep.
That was the first time I remember meeting you, and we were going to do one, and I don't remember what happened.
I don't either. I'm like, we were very seriously talking, and then we weren't. So you ghosted me. Oh my God, you ghosted me before ghosting was even a thing.
No, because it was, what was it, 2001 or something like that. I think it was around there. I was in LA, and we came over to your place. I remember singing karaoke. You had your front door open. We're singing our lungs out. But yeah, that was a long time ago.
That was a while ago. That was before Vancity. That was before you became Van Daddy. I'm going to nickname you Van Daddy. Now you're Van Daddy.
I don't live in a van. I have a truck. Vancity is short for Vancouver City.
Oh, okay. Much has been revealed. I was off on a whole other track. Much has been explained here. Good. Okay. Well, a truck, a van, whatever.
It goes places.
All right. I'm a truck. All right. Okay. Now I got it. Okay. Thank you for the clarification.
No problem. Since then, though, I know that you've kind of started dabbling in other things now. So what's the latest thing? Because I've heard of this, and excuse the language, but I mean, it's what you are, bitch kitty.
Ooh, yes. So Bitch Kitty was a movement I created during the pandemic. Everybody's trapped. Everybody's going stir crazy. And I did weekly meetings called Bitch Kitty Club Zoom calls. We didn't miss a call for 2 years. We did it. Now we still exist. We're still around. People can still reach out to me and become a bitch kitty. It's a little less, I'm going to say organized, a little less standardized. It's kind of a general, we do good things. We get together, and for example, at Christmas, we'll adopt a family and provide them with a full Christmas, gifts, food, all that stuff. Working on some animal rights stuff. Also, a big push I'm about to move into is a whole mental health initiative, because the mental health system in our country, I don't know about yours, is worse than the healthcare system. It's abominable. It's really horrible, and something needs to be done. So Bitch Kitty still exists. It's a little less formal. And now I'm on a track to promote a couple of products. Actually, I'm about to do I'm picking my favorite. People, I say, what's your favorite this? How do you do this? How do you stay in shape? Whatever. So on my Instagram, I'm now going to have a whole list of my truly suggested things I've used, tried and true, most of them for years. What's my favorite stuff that really works? Not the BS hype that people are like, whatever, but real stuff. So I'm really going to broaden my horizon as far as influencing people about that. I'm in love with a supplement called Vitality Boost from Ginfinity Precision Medicine. You know that. NAD, nicotinamide, adenine dinucleotide. If your cells don't have enough of it, if they're not optimized, you're not functioning right. In fact, you can't live if you don't have, if you have no NAD. Important supplement, the real deal, backed and created by one of the world's top scientists. And you know, those are my passions. I'm on a big yoga trip right now. I'm on a big, very specific, very healthy, very accessible type of yoga. But all this will be, I'm going to be springing all that. My Instagram is Greta B Music because of my singing stuff that got cut off during the pandemic, but I'll be back to that. But Greta B Music on Instagram is going to have a lot of intel that's going to be really useful, not BS, the real deal. You know, I'm going to give you an example. Okay.
You're
And
gonna
I
sing?
always do. Huh?
You're gonna sing?
No, well, I could do that, but I'm going to do something that's going to be more informative. So here's one of my pet peeves. Influencers, celebrities, models, actresses. And I did a post about this the other day. Going online and going, I would never do, I'm all natural. When people go, how do you look so good? And then celebrity A goes, I would never do I would never go under the knife. I would never do it. I am all natural. This is this cream I'm using. I'm thinking of one person in particular. I'm thinking of a lot, but in particular, one of these people. I know that there's a doctor in Santa Monica that has $250,000 facelift. Okay. 250 grand. And I know that she's a patient. So, you know, just go, yeah, I did something and whatever. I've got the money. But to go and to go to people, it's cream. And I may come across a cream and promote it, but it'll be a good one and legit. And I won't go, oh, it cures everything. Notice how I'm gesticulating. I'm actually aerobic pretty much all day long. Ooh, ooh. Anyway, that's a pet peeve. That makes me sick. Okay, come on, be real. And I just did a thing about filters. I showed a picture of myself filtered. I look like 12 and amazing. And then I put it right next to a similar photo where it's real. And I go, so this is what you're seeing, guys. Yep. And what's the point, Daryl? What is the point of that photo? Like if you and I met tomorrow in a parking lot in Vancouver with your truck pulled up to do some promo shots, and I showed up without the filters, if I used them. I've used some filters. I'm not really good at them, but occasionally I do. Like if there's a really bad zit, I'll take it off. But if I showed up having just shown you all of these super 12-year-old shots, and then I showed up, wouldn't you go, God, she doesn't even look like that, you know? I mean, so at the end of the day, what's the point of it? Because at some point you're going to be in person at an event, whatever, and people are going to see that you've been lying the whole damn time.
And that's one thing I've always said. You need to be real.
Oh, God. I get in trouble because I get too real, but I hear you. Who's V?
Even in the YouTube world, so many people try not to be real. They try to be somebody else, but be yourself. Everybody else is taken. It's like,
well, you run a risk because I get some heat. People are like, "Oh, you're so this. Why did you have to say that?" Well, I said it because I did. I said it because I felt like it. Okay, but so yeah, you do you, and I'll do me. Oh, I love you. Who is V? Who's Call Me V? I love her. Hi, Call Me V on Instagram.
He's from Toronto.
I love V. She's my new best friend. Hi, V.
Great lady. Absolute sweetheart.
I see that. I love her. So anyway, the point is I have pet peeves. I talk about them. I don't talk always the way people, you know, so I'm going to talk the way I talk. I'm going to express myself. I'm not going to be politically correct all the time. It's too much work. Yep.
No, it is. It's easier to tell the truth than it is to lie.
Oh, lying takes huge
work. So many times.
You have to remember what you told them, how you told them, if you told them. It's like, oh, yeah, lying is hard work. It's a job, man.
I had a friend that I've known for many years, not as many as you. But, you know, he was one of my painters. And throughout the years I've known him, he always kept me away from his business partner. And when he drank himself to death, we started finding out all these different lies that he had told that were going, how the hell did he get through life remembering all of them? He had 2 separate lives. And we keep finding more and more stuff out. And I'm going, oh my God. It's like, yeah. It blows me away. It really does.
And you know what I always say too about them?
Why can't
Well, and the other thing is you always get busted. Lies always get found out. It's not, eventually they always get found out. So just know that when you're lying, just know you're going to get busted. It might not be tomorrow, it might be in 10 years, but you are going to get busted.
True, I guess, V.
Yes, yes.
But then again, that means you don't have a life in some ways. But I mean, like, I know, I've said it to other people. It's like, I had, some people that they would, message me or call me or whatever. It's just like, someone gave me a thumbs down, or someone wrote a bad comment, or someone did. I said, who cares? Be yourself. It doesn't matter if somebody makes a bad comment. You need to have a thicker skin.
Oh, people
They're making a comment. They're giving you a thumbs down. It's still interaction.
Yeah, well, you do have to have a thick skin in the world. Yeah. Well, I love you. I sometimes get, here's another good one. It's not a pet peeve, but here's another one kind of in the realm of what we're talking about. Like, people will say things like, I'll post some picture of me from Dynasty from back in the day, and people go, oh God, you were so hot. Oh, you were so whatever. And I'm like, nice. That's basically, it's like, it's a compliment, but it's like, couldn't you just say, I don't know what the alternative is, but it's like, it's such a weird thing. It's like, how am I supposed to react to that? It's like, well, thanks. I guess I might as well just jump in dig a hole and jump in because it's all over, So anyway, the point is you have to have a thick skin because people are going to say what they're going to say. And then there's the haters, the people that come out at you. And it's like, what is your point? Like, really, this is what you're going to do with your day? Come at me. I don't even know you,
That's interesting comment, V.
Oh, that's a good one. Well, I do have a saying. Okay, Daryl, I'm going there. V, you brought it out in me. So here's what I say. So as a fitness person, and you know this, Daryl, and I love Arnold. They recently showed pictures of Arnold looking not that great because he's older, whatever. And he goes, look, imagine being me. Everybody feels, oh my God, I don't look like I used to look. Now imagine that you're Arnold Schwarzenegger and you're thinking about that. And I thought, wow, he's got a point. Like, he was Arnold and he's not, but it's okay. But here's what I say when some little 20-year-old comes in the gym and she's doing the latest, whatever. And, at 20, you better be perfect. You better be perfect. You're 20. It should all be flawless. The genes are still all in place. And I mean the DNA, not the Calvin Kleins. And it should be pretty damn perfect. Okay. But they come in with their little whatever. And, I've got some aches and pains. I'm not pushing the weight I used to push. I don't want to. I'm doing a milder where I'm doing my yoga, as I said. But they come in and I have a little thing. And I tell women my age, women of a certain age, women who aren't 22, mentally, there's a little thing you can do, and it's a little saying you say to yourself, I can still outfight you, outfox you, and out you. And as long as you're carrying that and you know it to be true, it's pretty good. And I stole most of that from Vince Gironda, the Iron Guru. He'd have Denzel Washington come in the gym, and he liked Denzel, or Richard Grieco when 21 Jump Street was big. And he'd go, these young guys come in and they think they're all whatever, and I can outfight them and I can outfox them still. So I stole it from Vince, but I added the little last part on. So that's free to all you women out there who want to just have your own secret mental revenge about the little somethings that are all excited about their first trip to the gym or their first workout or whatever.
You know, you still look great.
Oh, and thank you, Daryl. And this isn't a fishing expedition. I know I look pretty good. It's fine. A lot of women do. The women my age, we take care of ourselves. We grew up taking care of ourselves. That's what we do, you know. But I hear what you're saying. Tell me more.
Oh
God. I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, what are you going to do? The clock ticks. We're still standing. I don't know about you, but I got buddies who aren't here anymore through accidents or disease or whatever. And it's like, we're still standing.
Yep. You know, I look at, you know, when the pandemic hit, I remember being in the hospital. I remember, you know, being hooked up to wires and everything else. And, you know, I wanted out by the end of that, but it was that push to not go back. And it's been a struggle now for me with my weight, because I lost so much weight going in there that when I got out, it was like bloop, going right the other way. Now it's to start bringing that back down again. But, you know, when you're older, your body works different. You're working as well. You've got, you know, responsibilities. Unlike some other younger people, you don't have that.
Well, and different priorities. It's not all about getting to the gym and spending 3 hours and then going to a tanning booth in the day. We went to tanning beds after we were, you know, so your priorities change, and that's a good thing.
Yep. It's called growing up.
It's called growing up. It is. It is. And you know what? It's a funny thing. I was talking to a very young person the other day, a young girl, and she said something about, I don't know. Anyway, what I said is this, and this is true for me. Every period in my life, I consider the best period. Like when I'm in it, it's the best. So when I was 20 and 25 and modeling, that was great. That was the best. And then I segued into whatever. So I never look at like, oh, the best is behind me. I think, no, the best is right here. It's always the best wherever I am. And that's a weird thing. But I'm kind of like that with men and marriages too. Whenever I've been in a marriage, I thought that was the best. And then I thought the next one was best. And then dating. Okay, it's a good thing. All right. I'm just extrapolating here into my romantic life.
I'm not even going to ask how many marriages then.
It's not that many. It's two. It's not that many by Hollywood standards. Come on.
That's not bad, too.
It's not.
Okay.
And I always think it's the best when I'm in it. So I'm an optimist. I'm always in the be here now. You know, Baba Ram Dass, Eckhart Tolle, Power Now sphere of things. I'm scoring pretty high because I'm like really digging where I'm at, wherever I'm at. I'm a spiritual guru.
So I just found that picture that you're talking about.
What one?
Your spirit. I just found that picture that you were talking about, your younger self.
Yeah.
Picture with the filter.
Yeah. So what if I ran that photo all the time of me? Okay. Can you show it on the screen?
Let's see. I should be able to share screen.
Because I was with a girl who uses filters, and I go, how do you even do that? And she goes, here, give me a picture. And she did that. And I'm like, oh my God.
Here, there it is. Share.
Yes. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Okay. Yes. But this is what people are running. And I'll have friends my age or younger or whatever, and they'll run a picture and going, oh, Facebook just said that I look like I'm 18. Well, yeah, in that photo you do. Yeah, there it is down here, the one with the two side by side. Yeah. So, and they'll run pictures and going, oh my God, somebody thought well, you know, it's like wearing a mask. I mean, that's a cute little picture. That's a cute little Greta. That's a cute little Greta girl. But I wouldn't want to be that Greta girl as opposed to
Oops.
and more, just more authenticity. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. More the real you anyway.
Yeah. Well, when I was in the height of my
And,
modeling stuff,
part of growing it up is,
is what?
I'm just looking
Did
for
you?
some of the modeling pictures now.
Oh, they're in there somewhere. But in that era, I can vividly remember being somewhere and being finding
Some
the
old
perfect
ones.
pose, like knowing my perfect pose and being really uncomfortable because I needed to stay in my
Yeah.
perfect pose. So I couldn't just go out and go like this. I had to be like this, you know. I remember that. It was horrible. That's what
You had
young
to be
girls do.
posed. You could be freezing.
Oh, freezing. But when you're that young, you're just trying to please everybody. It's not about yourself, it's about pleasing everybody.
Yep.
For most people, I'm speaking in generalities here, but most young women are all about pleasing a guy. It's about pleasing other people because you're not comfortable enough in your own skin to just be you and let the fur fly. Let the fur fly. People will like you, people will not like you.
But the problem with that, the industry itself, I mean, I kind of got sick of it too, because, all the events that I would scout, you see all these girls that are going to the room with these casting directors and stuff like that. I'm going, you don't need to do that. And I even told some of the girls that it's like, you don't need to be doing that. Like, it's not going to get you anywhere. It's like, come on. And I got asked a few times. It's like, it's a long drive home. Can I just stay in your room? I'm like, no. It's like,
Listen,
I don't play that.
no, I know. And there's a whole, anyway, there's all kinds of stories I could tell about actress friends of mine on location who literally would sleep with anybody on the set because they could not sleep alone. I can't sleep alone. They would tell me, I can't sleep alone. I'm like, really? So like they find a guy. I mean, that was, I'm not going to say that was prevalent, but it happened more often than anybody would think. Like they're on location somewhere and they have a boyfriend, but he's not there and they can't sleep alone. Really? Ooh, I want to
Get a
sleep
teddy
alone.
bear.
You guys kick and snore. Get out, get out, get out. Oh, call me V. Oh, yeah. Thank you, V. We love V. C'est la vie. It's the V, la bon V. I love it.
No, but it's true. I mean, my wife gets mad at me for my snoring.
Oh, as she should. People who snore should be shot. It's a horrible thing. Go get an operation. Do something. Stop it. Just stop it. And the kicking.
I sleep well, so I'm fine.
What happens when a guy turns 50 and he starts leaping in bed all night and twisting and leaping and twitching? What happens? It's the same thing with their driving skills, the heavy foot.
I
It
have a heavy
happens at
foot.
50. Oh, it's so bad. So bad. So
Be
bad.
careful. Now you're talking my age group.
I know, but I know. See, I'm bad. I told you. At some point during this interview, I will offend everybody. It's just what I do. Everyone will be offended, but then every group will also go, "Oh man, she's my girl." So it's perfect. Merci,
V.
me revoir.
You don't speak
Merci,
French.
me revoir.
Translate.
Merci, me revoir. Love it.
Your age
Love it.
group. Your age
Love it.
group V is what?
Love it.
30.
Is that la vie? Me vie? Con me vie?
Uh,
Oh God, what are we going to do, Daryl? We've got to change the world one bitch at a time, one gripe at a time is what I mean by that. One bitch kitty at a time with one gripe at a time will change the world. That's how we do it.
Yeah. Good luck with that one. There's too many out there.
No, it's a good thing. The power of, listen, when I need something really done in life at this stage of life, one of my forever friends, a female, preferably from the Midwest. Sorry, Midwestern chicks are stand up and they make crap happen. They do. So I'll go to one of my forever girlfriends or my best friend on the West Coast and it will get done.
Well, and that's the way it should happen, right? half the things nowadays just get put to the back burner and not done.
Yeah, well, I'm a
It's,
military. Yeah, I'm a military brat. I was born on a military base, and my dad was a lieutenant colonel in the Air Force, and I'm from the Midwest. I don't need to tell you anything else. That means I get things done. When I say I'll do it, I do. I don't procrastinate. I get my hands dirty, all that stuff.
Yeah, no, you always have since I've known you. So, and that's been forever.
Old friends.
See, old. We're both gray.
Well, yeah. And by the way, I got crap when I started to let my hair grow out. Everybody's like, "Oh, you're gonna look older." Well, you don't really look older. You look different. But I don't think it may. I don't think if my hair were bleached out platinum blonde or golden blonde, the way it always was forever, I would necessarily look younger. I would look different. But I love not having to think about it and it's a state for women. It's a statement. For guys, it's distinguished and George Clooney. For women, it's a statement. It's like, F you, I am who I am. Take it or leave it.
Yeah. I honestly think that women try too hard to impress guys. For what, really?
Well, for the wrong
It's
reasons.
like,
Well, if you get a guy because you platinumed your hair, you've jacked up the boobs, you're showing them, and you're doing whatever. It's so the guy that you attract to that persona. I'm not sure that's the guy you want. I'm not sure. Maybe I don't want to diss everybody here, but I'm not sure that's the guy you want.
well, it's disheartening as well that you meet somebody and they look good and everything, and it's a padded bra in the end. It's like,
It's the lash extensions, the hair extensions. It's if they take it all off, it can be scary.
I've seen some of those things on Instagram where they're all made up and they start taking all the makeup off, and you're going, "Oh, wow."
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Uh-huh. It's the old bait and switch.
Yep, it is.
I love this new no makeup thing. Pamela Anderson, I'm going to credit her with starting it, but this whole, oh, there you go. That was Palm Springs.
Summer of 18.
What is it?
It says kicking off summer of 18.
Oh, must have been Oh, I remember when. So that was in 2018. I ran that, which was shot in the 80s.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That would make sense. I was
That
gonna
was
say you're
during
either 18 or
No, that was the summer of 2000. Yeah, it was a throwback shot. I posted in 2018, and it's a throwback shot from the 80s. That was a body. I think that's a body glove suit. I'm not sure. That's a John Abeda picture. He's still around. He's great. I'm trying to shoot with him again. He makes everybody look fabulous.
you still look the same.
Nah, not really, but thank you. It's okay. You know what? It's okay because I don't have to put all my energy into it being about maintaining the look. It's like, it's more relaxed. And I'm going to use the word authentic too. I'm a goofball. I was always a comedian. Oh, there you go, girl. Yeah, well, I'm saving on hair color and cuts. I just let it go. I did do it today for Daryl. It's usually a little kinkier. I put it in spirals. That took a little work that I normally don't do, just for you, Daryl, and Vancity Adventures.
Thanks, Greta. So, in your career, who has been the most fun person to work with? I mean, it could be the modeling, the acting, the fitness, the music, anything.
Yeah. Okay. So one of the most fun experiences I had was shooting a pilot that we did a couple episodes that didn't get picked up because Fred Silverman got canceled and NBC was mad at him, and we were supposed to replace Saturday Night Live. It was a show called Roadshow. And one of my co-stars was John Candy. And I
Oh,
had a wonderful time with John. He's just a complete sweetheart. Um, Fun in life, combo showbiz. One of my best friends is the actor Dabney Coleman. And I have to say, in life, for fun, spend a dinner with Dabney at Dan Tana's in Hollywood and laugh so hard you literally have to get Depends to get through the night because he won't stop and you can't control yourself. He's hysterically funny. Um, Other than that, fun. Shooting the movie Yellowbeard was fun. It was all the top comics in the world in one location shooting a movie. I got to play a Mr. Prostitute with a fake mustache. James Mason was my boyfriend in that movie. Working with him acting wise was phenomenal. And other than that, fun is just isolated. You know, John Ritter and Three's Company, he was super, super fun. Like that.
interesting. What I like is when people can be down to earth. Like I remember being on set for MacGyver, and this guy coming up, and it's kind of like what you were saying was he came up and he was standing right beside me, and this guy says to me, he's like, "I thought you got hurt, you were injured, you almost died, or something like that." And just to listen to him go on, it was like that episode of Friends where they believe what they're seeing. And I asked Richard Dean Anderson afterwards. I said, "What's that about?" He's like, "People get into the character. They believe what they see. So you got to be careful by not dashing that with them, but you kind of play along somewhat." He's like, "You're still acting," and I'm like, "Huh, interesting."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a little dance. It's a little dance. Um,
It is.
yeah,
It's like for me, it's like um, I know you as you through all our communication, through meetings and all that stuff. I know you as you. I don't know you as all these movies and stuff that you did, and I
yeah,
see you as you. I don't, and no offense, but I don't care about the movie side of things.
yeah,
It's like another friend of mine. I don't care the TV side of things with him. It's like he is who he is, right? It is what it is. You're human,
yeah. It's
I
funny,
think.
and well, maybe I'm a lizard in these, so maybe when I peel this off, there's a lizard underneath. But I was a good lizard. But it's funny when you're out. I'm about to do a benefit for military, where I'm like the celebrity guest, and sometimes out in the world doing things like that, the fans that are there treat you with a certain reverence, a certain whatever, a certain, and it's that, and I'm not saying, I mean, I'm not like, Liz Taylor or something, and mostly because I'm alive and she's not. Sorry, dark humor. But I've always felt uncomfortable when people are like that with me because I'm just not like that. I don't, and there are actors that are asses, let's face it. They have ego, they have huge egos, and we all have egos, but they have that like, oh, whatever. But I'll be out where people
I've
will
worked
try
with
to,
you.
yeah. And I'll be where people are trying to be very deferential and sort of whatever. And I'm just like, it surprises me. It's embarrassing to me. I try to quickly disabuse them of that notion. Like I'm just a goofy Greta from Fort Wayne, Indiana. Let's be real here.
Yeah.
I just don't have the zits on my forehead that I had in high school. So yeah, that's a funny thing. And when people, it's funny. I did an episode of a show. I think I told you this before. I did it. I won't name the names this time. I did an episode of a show that had a male star and a female star. I was a guest star. For the whole week we were there. The male star was super. He comes over day one. Nice to meet you. Good to have you here this week. Can't wait to work with you. Blah, blah, blah. The female star, now granted, I had no scenes with her, but the entire week just had nothing, never said hi, never made eye contact. Blah, blah, blah. She clearly was like, diva, you're just a guest star. So that's always kind of strange, like really? So I never understand that, but that's just people. They'd be that way if they were working in a factory somewhere. They'd be the prick on the factory line. They wouldn't be the nice
Yeah.
person, you know. So that's their human nature. They're not nice. They're not friendly. They think they're better or whatever the word is, which is silly.
Yeah.
Really silly. We're all here just trying to get through it, Daryl, and trying to keep our families and the people we love intact and healthy and whole. And that's what my mission in life right now is really about. Those I love having the best time in their life they can have and staying healthy and being here with me as we make this journey. The rest of it's just, the rest of it's just fluff.
So here's a question for you, and I don't know the answer on this one. You just got me thinking with all your plethora of husbands.
There's not a plethora. Boyfriends, there's a plethora. Husbands, too. That's like a covey or something. There's going to be a word for that. Not covey, but something. Yeah. What?
Any kids?
No.
I think I know the answer, but okay.
Yeah, no, well, I had beautiful dogs. My beautiful boy Romeo left me about, my little furry red poodle left me about almost a year ago, and I'm still devastated by that. My second marriage, I was kind of moving in that direction, but he was not, and he's like, oh no, I don't want to be number 3 on the list. I'm already number whatever. No. So it just kind of became, I think, and I'm the oldest child of my family, and I did a lot of caretaking of my siblings. I was very responsible at a very young age, and I've talked to other women who have this scenario. And there's also a thing called the eldest daughter syndrome, which was just designated as syndrome. But when you, at age 8, 9, 10, are responsible for your siblings, you get a real taste of, believe it or not, motherhood. And I think that I kind of worked through whatever that stuff was as a kid. And I've shared this with other women who said, yeah, I get it. It's like, I did it. I took care of everybody. So I didn't have that real need to do that women who didn't have to do that as a kid did. So, yeah, so I've got my little brood of people that I take care of. I have a niece that I adore more than anything on earth, and we're super close. But no non-fur kids. I have fur children. I'm looking for a new fur baby.
Nothing wrong with that either.
Yeah, no, it's my thing. It's what I've done, so it's the thing.
Eldest what?
Yeah, eldest daughter syndrome. Oh yeah, we're responsible, we're reliable, we take charge. It's a whole thing. Look it up. It's just came out as a thing, and I'm definitely that thing.
Well, there's a lot of things lately. We won't go there, though.
We're not going to go to some of the things that are things. We'll get in big trouble, Daryl.
Exactly.
We'll get in big
so
trouble.
We'll avoid that one.
We'll avoid the things that we don't think should be things.
That would be another channel with a mask.
And bodyguards.
Exactly.
And bodyguards. Yes, and assault rifles tucked under the desk.
Oh.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So where do you call home now?
Home is both the East and West Coast a little bit again, now that the pandemic's over. I'm on the East Coast. I'm in the New York City area, popping around here. And then I'm in LA a lot. And I'm also in Northern Cali a lot. I spend a lot of time in Carmel, which is Clint Eastwood country. It's a great area. I could live there easily. It's very beautiful. So I'm all over the place, really. I'm over the map. And now that we can travel again, I'm traveling again, which is a blessing and a curse.
You still have that place that I met you at, or is that one gone now?
Which place? Where was I then? In LA?
Sherman Oaks.
Yeah, no, I don't. I sold that house and moved to New York to launch the world's first telomerase activator. I got the heck out of Sherman Oaks and moved to New York. I made a big move back east. I always loved New York since my acting school days, and a piece of me, well, I'm more like a New York chick than an LA chick anyway. Although I'm both, but I love the energy of the East Coast. Not so much the energy of the current New York City. I'm going to admit I'm kind of off that, and I've been the biggest fan and proponent of New York since I was 16 years old and living in Indiana. but it's gotten a little funky, and hopefully it will have a renaissance and come back when sanity prevails in the world again. We'll see.
Good luck with that one.
I know. We're going to the place we can't go to.
What I like, what I remember. Sorry?
No,
yeah.
what?
What I remember about New York is going up to Lake Placid. That was just amazing from what I recall.
Well, it's gorgeous. Is that what you mean, that it was so beautiful?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reminds me a lot of, Vancouver.
Yeah, it does. It is very similar, very similar. Well, one of the most beautiful places I've ever been in my life is Nelson, BC. I did a hiking retreat. It used to be called hiking.com was their website. I'm sure it's not anymore, but there was a retreat there that I went to years ago, and it was just stunning, other than the bear poop everywhere, bear scat everywhere, and the fear of being eaten by a bear. But it was really, really beautiful.
You should hit places like Tofino or something like that next time you're out this way.
Okay. Well, I know it's incredibly. Listen, I've skied Whistler. I've been in Vancouver. I love that whole thing. So.
Yeah, I think when you came, you were with one of the boyfriends.
Probably. Yes, I was. I was with Kelly. I was with Kelly.
I don't remember. I just remember some guy.
Yeah.
But that's all.
Well, maybe that's why I'm thinking.
Sheraton? Was it Sheraton? Yeah, it was a Sheraton.
Yeah. I can't remember why I was there, but I was there for a reason.
I don't remember.
Something.
Yeah. So, when you were a kid, were you, and I think I know the answer to this, were you one of those little troublemakers?
Oh, you're going to think that I was one, aren't you? That's what you're thinking, aren't you?
Yep.
No, I was Little Miss Perfect, Little Miss By the Rules, Little Miss Bookworm, Little Miss Theater Nerd, Little Miss Do Everything the Right Way. I was not a troublemaker. I was the perfect child.
So where did everything go wrong?
Hey. No, I think I had to be, my role in my family, as I've explained, I had to kind of keep things together. There was no room for me to be the problem. So I guess once I survived the ins and outs of that kind of a childhood, and I don't mean the word survived in a bad sense, but you know what I'm saying. And once I was in Indiana, it's very conservative there. I didn't fit. So once I got to New York, I could just be, me out there, because it was, the Midwest is very conservative. People don't like you to be wild or flamboyant. People didn't understand my clothing choices because I was dressing very edgy. Not the typical anyway. So I wasn't typical. I wasn't a troublemaker, but I wasn't typical. I was me. I was very much me. And then once I was in an environment that supported and encouraged me to be me, it sort of blossomed in the beautiful way that it has. And look how well it all turned out.
So where is Greta heading now? Like, what are some of your plans, some of your ventures that you're going to be like pushing towards now?
I'm doing more and more presenting in the longevity world and making connections there, helping spread the word about Ginfinity and its wonderful NAD and its biomarker tests. I'm out in that world in a big way. A lot of stuff coming up, conferences and things. I'm working on my music again. I'm writing a hip hop song. I might let you be the first to hear it when I get it done. I've done some songwriting, but now I'm back at that. I've written a script. Pardon me?
We need a theme
what?
song. We need a theme song for Vancity.
Oh, don't even throw the gauntlet to me, because I accept that kind of thing. Okay, cool. I'm making a note. I'm making a note. I've written a script with a great role for me that I'm kind of circulating a little bit. We'll see. I'm not done with my showbiz persona. But more importantly, I'm really hunkering into the I said the mental health thing. There's some, I'm going to be writing some more books. And I'm really looking at ways that I can make a difference in changing some things that don't work in the system. And one of those things is how the whole mental health thing goes down. I'm not really clear what I'm going to do there other than a book I'm planning with a mental health professional. So I'm moving into my sort of I know what here's what I'm going to call this. My niece said to me, you really need to be the wise older woman. She goes, your hair is the color now, and I really see that for you. And I really took that to heart, and I realized, yeah, there's a role for women beyond the bikinis on the beach. I've done that. I was pretty damn good at that. I made money at it. I got some acclaim and whatever. But now the role is to be the wise older woman. We need role models, and we need role models that aren't just Kardashians with the butts. So I'm really looking at, the yoga. I'm looking at a whole different, my workout stuff is all really about, okay, cool. I'm looking at mobility as opposed to working out, like, mobility, the joints working the way they should. I'm moving into a direction that's really going to help people as they get older to be vital and have fun and all that stuff. So that's really what I'm moving into. I really want to be an influencer in the best sense of the word, like really spread the word about stuff that's really useful. I've tried it. It's not BS, and let's get this party started.
So that's working with Dr. Shea.
Well, Dr. She certainly is a big part of it because he's creating amazing tests for people to measure where they're really at. So when they take a supplement, they know if it works or not. Wouldn't that be nice if you're spending $60 for a jar of something to know if it's doing anything or whatever you're spending? Yeah. So I love that. So yeah, that's certainly a piece of it. But it's a big umbrella called making getting older more fun with more energy. I just made that up. See, and I already have a hand signal. When we see each other in the street, we go like this. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, we just did that interview with Dr. Shi in Chinese.
In Chinese.
But it was actually quite interesting because, I mean, you could still read the information he was giving, which wasn't English.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was quite interesting.
We need to list, here's what we need to do, Darryl. We need to list the website for Dr. Shi for that whole thing. In fact, if people go on the website and fall in love with stuff, they can put a code in, Greta 15, and get money off. So that doesn't hurt. And I wasn't here to talk about that, and we hadn't planned to, but we might as well. It's ginfinity.com. You know what it is. The word infinity with a J in front of it and an I at the end instead of a Y. Look through there, folks. Really good stuff. And yeah, just people need to stay tuned on my Instagram because new stuff is coming out. I got a product I'm about to start promoting really big time. It's really fun. You'll get a kick out of it too.
I've got an idea that, I kind of have two things sitting in the back burner because, the two shows that I did create got stolen and are out there and made tons of money.
I know that one, Darryl.
And it kind of threw me off.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a
so I still have two of them.
And what are they?
I'll actually share it with
you. Okay, here or offline? Offline or live?
Not live.
Oh yeah, please do. I'd love to support anything you're doing. Always. But you've been really super generous and helpful to me, and I appreciate it a lot. So whatever you got, send it my way, and we'll just cross promote each other's shit. Like this. We are
You're like my grandmother.
What? Family. Not quite.
As I said, I love keeping it real. Stop. Just be yourself. Stop being somebody you're not. And that's what I love about you. You are real. Always have been.
I am. Again, blessing and a curse. Blessing and a curse.
Well, exactly. Some people are going to love it. Some people aren't. So they don't. Tough. Take a hike. Have fun. So it is what it is.
It is.
So in closing of this, is there anything that you want to leave people with?
I want to leave the women watching, not that I'm all, woo, I got the answers. I love it when people go, I want to. No, here's what I would like to leave the women that are watching is that whenever you're feeling like, oh God, I was so hot when I was 30 or I was 20 pounds lighter or whatever, just know that the best is yet to come. It is. Um, there are things out there that can help you feel more energetic and look better and all that and go for it, but just know that whatever stage of life you're in is perfect, and you paid your dues to get there, so you damn well better enjoy the ride.
Good words. Really good words. And it's true. It's, my wife likes watching some stupid shows and it puts me to sleep, but I sit there and I catch bits of it. It's like, hair extensions, the cost of hair extensions, lip injections, implants, boob implants, and I'm just going, holy cow. I'm just like, why? Because people start doing way too much. And it's just like, okay, enough
Well,
is
it's
enough.
the pendulum swinging back, and that's why I mentioned Pamela Anderson. The whole no makeup thing
Yep.
is
Yep.
it's going to catch on because we've done the Kardashian thing, the false eyelashes, the extensions, the butt, the whole thing, and everything runs its course. So the natural reaction to that, the natural flip side to that is going to be going supernatural, and women are going to go without. Normally, I don't wear makeup. I mean, I did for this because I wanted to look my best for Vancity Adventures. But there's plenty of times when I'm not. And in fact, I like the way I look with zero makeup on. It's me. And I think that it's all going to swing, and it's going to go back to being more natural and more real. And people are going to be stuck with some stuff they've done to themselves that they can't undo. There's no back door. You're stuck with it. And that's going to be interesting to watch what happens then. But it's going to come around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's true. Well, Greta, it's always a pleasure talking to you. I enjoy our chats, our emails, our phone calls, trying to figure all this out. um, it's been a blast. I really appreciate you coming on and chatting with us, and letting people know your life and what you're up to and where you're going.
Thanks so much, Daryl. And I owe you, and I'm there for whatever you need me for. And let's just stay connected here. We're going to get you some NAD. We'll talk about that. And this was a great morning. I basically spent the whole morning with you. Thank you.
Sometimes mornings are better than the nights. Thanks, Greta. Oh, what a sweetheart. I enjoyed talking to Greta. She is an amazing person. If you haven't checked her out, I'll post the links to her Instagram, her website, all that information. You have to check her out. She is a blast and definitely a great person to get to know. And I'm so thankful to have her as a friend and have met her many, 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 many moons ago, which she'll probably kick me for saying, but it is what it is. But love her a lot, and definitely someone that'll be in my life the rest of my life. Thanks once again, Greta. Talk to you later. Thanks, guys, for joining, and see you in the next one.